It is 8:41, and we have a couple of guests with us this morning. We have Methuen Police Chief Joe Solomon and Captain Kevin Mahoney. And gentlemen, step right up to the microphone and welcome in to the WHAV.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having us here.
Nice to have you.
Good morning.
Yeah, Kevin, nice to have you here as well. And the reason that we wanted to have you on is that coming up on Tuesday night, it's a national event. Not every community takes part in it, but it's called National Night Out. And perhaps you could, before we find out what's happening in Methuen, we can have you tell us what National Night Out is, the concept behind it.
Sure. National Night Out is a night that's grown throughout the whole country as a night out against crime, and really it goes back to getting all your neighbors together. You know, when I was growing up, everybody knew everybody. Today, with the hustle and bustle, sometimes you just don't know your neighbors. So the idea is to get all your neighbors together. Put up your shades, turn on your lights, everybody goes outside. One, it's a strong message. We're here, we're against crime in our neighborhood. Two, it gets the neighbors all together and gets that network working so that everybody can be communicating and just getting back to that socialness of people knowing each other. It's been very successful for us. Our first night was in 1996, so we're in our 24th year of doing it. We really enjoy it. We get to go out and we get to speak to people all over Methuen, and Captain Mahoney's been running it for probably 10, 15 years at this point now for us, and Kevin actually takes care of organizing it, setting up all the different neighborhoods we're going to go to and the events, and he'll be able to talk about that.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. Yeah, Kevin, tell us about that. How does it work? Because I know some communities, they have an event that people come to it, but apparently your event, you go to them.
Exactly. As Chief Solomon mentioned, the original idea of the event was to get the people out so that they could not only get to know the police department, but also know their neighbors. So we found it to be very effective that if we have smaller events at different locations throughout the city, that not only the neighbors get to come and spend some time with us, but they get to meet their new neighbors in town, and we can discuss any issues that are going on with their neighborhood, whereas opposed to if it's just one location, they might be at the event together, but they might not actually speak to the neighbors, so they might not be doing it. So we found it effectively to have it in different locations.
Now, do people have to register to make sure that you know where they are?
Yes, well, there's actually a national registry that people can go on, and we check that. We register as holding the event as well. So not only that, but also just through word of mouth and previous participants, we contact them every year, see if they're still doing that. And we've developed a relationship with at least a dozen or so locations that are pretty standard. And every year we have a few variations, new people coming on and everything. It's great.
Oh, nice. Because I know that people are moving into communities every year. You find new people, and of course people move out, but new people come in and they don't know what's going on. So this is a great way for you to meet them.
It is. It's like a very laid back, casual way. Usually it's a block party or some kind of cookout, and people get to interact with police officers and in a non-crucial crisis situation, and a lot of concerns come up, and sometimes it's just general conversation, get to know people as human beings, not just officers and residents.
Oh yeah, you get to talk sports, gardening,
whatever we want. Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to approach on many subjects.
Well, and a good point you brought up about people getting to know what's going on in your community. So we tell people, follow us on social media. We're very big on social media, and we just use Methuen Police. So if you're on Facebook, it's Methuen Police. If you're on Twitter, it's at Methuen Police. So we encourage anyone who's listening, whether you're from Methuen or from the Merrimack Valley, because we believe we're one big family, follow us at Methuen Police on Twitter or Methuen Police on Facebook. And on Facebook, I'm Joe Solomon, and on Twitter, I'm at Chief Solomon. So we welcome everyone to follow us, and then we'll communicate back and forth, and that's how you can find out what's happening in our community. And we share a lot of the Merrimack Valley news, because I work a lot with the Haverhill Police Chief, the Lawrence Police Chief, North Andover Police Chief, Andover Police Chief. So together we feel we're all sister communities, so we all share info, so you can really gather so much info. And it's still not too late if you want to participate on Tuesday, August 6th for National Night Out. All you have to do is Google National Night Out, get in the registry and register, or call them at Methuen Police at 978-983-8677 and just ask for the Community Outreach Bureau and leave a message, and we'll get back to you. We welcome as many community groups that can get together, because it's a good night that we enjoy because we get to go out and talk to people. Normally we're coming to your house, it's because there's an issue. We want to come out for a positive reason so we can really spend some time and have some great conversations.
We're talking with Methuen Police Chief Joe Solomon and Captain Kevin Mahoney. And when you are going around from house to house, do you bring things like a package of hot dogs or anything like that?
We don't bring food, but we do bring some department giveaways, that the children usually like, stickers and stuff like that. Also, this year we actually did receive some money from a sponsor who just wanted to provide us with some material, so we're actually going to be going around and giving out a limited number of bicycle helmets and bicycle locks too, so to promote the safety of riding the bike too. So that's going to be part of our theme this year as well.
Oh, what a great idea that is! I can't tell you how many bicyclists I drive. I try to drive around, and I don't drive through them, but I try to drive around them, and some of them don't have helmets, and now it's an odd thing not to see somebody with a helmet on.
And also the fire department comes around with us, which I think is important, because you have the police and the fire going to all the same locations, so you get to see both of your public safety partners. And we also, the fire department and the police department will bring our mascots. Kevin can talk about that.
Really?
Yeah, the fire department brings their mascot, which is Sparky. And we've actually transitioned now. We used to start with McGruff. Everybody knows McGruff, take a bite out of crime. But we found that the audience for that is dwindling now. So now the popular mascot that we bring on is Chase from Paw Patrol. So if anybody has children under 5, I'm sure you're familiar with the name. So we've actually transitioned from one generation to the next. So Chase is very popular, but he will be out and about this weekend. Tuesday night.
I didn't know about Chase.
Neither did I until about 3 years ago. We found out that nobody under 8 years old knew who McGruff was.
Yeah.
And they were all asking for Chase. So we transitioned over, and we now have Chase joining us.
How about so what are some of the other changes that have, if you've been doing this since since the department's been involved for last 15 years or so, how has it changed over the years?
It's grown. It's become an event that people look forward to. At the beginning, people were kind of a little hesitant. They didn't know what was expected of them. They didn't know if it was a commitment or a certain standard. Again, we just want to see the people on the street. So you'll go some places where it's just pretty basic. Guys will just have a grill going and very basic food. Or you'll go to some other events where they have bouncy houses set up, and they have, so it's really full scale. But it's really grown in popularity, and it's just great to see that questions have changed a lot too.
Really? Like how?
It used to be, well, do you know, or my brother used to work here, and now people really want to know what's going on in the community. They have a lot of questions about, whether it's speeding or the opioid crisis. People are more informed now, so it's great. It gives us a way to interact with them on more than just a basic hello.
Yeah, that is a very good thing. So it's coming up on Tuesday night, National Night Out. There's no minimum number of people for a party for you to stop by?
No, there's not. We'll come by. If you tell us that you're having an event, we will send a team of officers by.
Okay, even if you're the only one there.
More than welcome. We'll come by and say hello.
Oh, that's great. That is fantastic. Now,
and we do like ice cream if you have it.
That is the problem. Some people at the end of the night get a little offended when you turn down their treats because you've already had your third ice cream of the night.
And what's wrong with that? Well, that is nice. So in Methuen, they should register either on the national side, National Night Out side, or call the department.
Correct. If they call the department, they'll put us through to my bureau, Community Outreach Bureau, and then we'll add to the list, and we will send the officers by.
So how many teams do you send out?
Generally, we send out 4. It depends on the amount of locations we have to stop, because it's only a 2-hour window, so we have to make sure we can hit them all. But generally, it's 4 teams with 4 or 5 officers each. We try and break them down so that there's a mix of like a cross section of the department, and also usually a piece of equipment that people like a motorcycle or one of our community awareness cars, like a pink cruiser or a white cruiser.
Yeah.
So we always try to send, a little variety of the department.
Because the kids like to get in and look around, right?
Absolutely.
And also then each sector. So Methuen's broken up into sector patrol cars. Each sector patrol car has a list, and they go through every single neighborhood crime watch group that's in the event in their own sector. So not only are they meeting everyone from detectives to traffic to community outreach to the fire department, they actually get to have a face-to-face conversation with the police officer who's actually assigned to their neighborhood, which makes it even better because now they make that personal contact. And what I find out when I'm out talking with people, I've talked to people who lived in the city for 50 years and never had interaction with the police because they've never had to call them. So this now gives us the opportunity to have that interaction.
Yeah, that's good. And you want to have that interaction before you need to have that interaction.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Anything else that you'd like to touch upon that we didn't talk about?
Just again, if anybody that hasn't yet participated or signed up to participate and would like to, there's still plenty of time to contact us, and we'll make it happen.
All right. Well, Kevin, thank you very much. Joe, thank you for stopping by today.
Thank you. Appreciate you for hosting us and giving us this opportunity to share the word. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. We've
you.
been talking with Methuen Police Chief Joe Sullivan and Captain Kevin Mahoney. National Night Out coming up on Tuesday night. So if you live in Methuen, you're going to be doing an event. They would love to stop by. Just call the station and let them know all about it. They would love to stop by and have a chance to meet you. It's 8:52 this morning here on the WAV 97.9 WHAV FM.
Win for breakfast. WHAV.